do you think, guys? Am I looking any slimmer? Oh yeah, all tits on the stick, right? Oh good lord. Well, what can I tell you? It's I guess these guys are on spring break, right? That time of year. They used to coincide it with Easter, when it made a lot more sense, but now it makes more sense to be all disruptive and take the God element out of it. So that's that. They get an Easter vacation and they get a spring break. So teachers win again. I get the hate mail from the teachers. I love you guys. I worked as a long-term substitute one time. Anyway, guys, good afternoon. Choochin on a Monday afternoon, and I knew when I put up the video, and by the way, it is just a gloriously beautiful day out. We're headed to 85 degrees by midweek, which is fine. I went over and picked up the some plants after work today and got a peach tree. You can check out the Rosie O'Kelly channel for that fiasco where I was able to grab victory from the jaws of defeat on that deal. But I kind of knew when I put up the video about detransitioning, detransition failures and all that. I knew it would give a lot of controversy, but I'm not one to shy away from controversy, just like some people don't shy away from talking about their woes and problems and things. And transitioning is not easy. And I'll tell you, anybody that goes on that crazy ride of transition, detransition, of course they have my sympathy. But the toll that it takes on others is pretty amazing too. When when it's all told. I don't have the, these guys are pulling me. I don't have my little cube today, so pardon me, guys. You always wanted to see what the sky looked like anyway. But it's very difficult transitioning and detransitioning, and I had some people say, yeah, Rosie, way to go. You tell it like it is. And I had some other people telling me, you just don't know what you're talking about. And actually I do. I never detransitioned, but I reached a point where transition was certainly brutal. Lost a $250,000 a year job and high living in Hong Kong, and lost family, lost friends. Basically ended up with a couple dollars in my pocket and was able to mount a huge comeback to be financially secure and happy today and living on the rancho. So I know what it's all about to be to go through that. I certainly do. And like I said, anybody that goes through that has my sympathy. But you have to know before you go what the road's going to be like, and there's certainly enough accumulated information out there that you can't really ever be surprised at the bumps in the road. And it also points up the importance, as I've said before, the importance of doing the groundwork in terms of understanding the political landscape of where you're thinking about moving to and all that, because you can move into some mighty inhospitable places that can make it really, really difficult on you if A, you're found out to be trans, and B, you go to try to move forward in your transition and the roadblocks are just staggering in front of you. Everything from just getting a driver's license to getting a birth certificate changed to doing all those things. I can understand why some girls may want to throw up their hands at that situation and say, no mas, no more on that. It makes perfect sense. But this is just why I caution girls. Just be careful what you're getting into. Nice doggy. Nice doggy. Arr. Arr. The school mascots ready to rip Georgie a new one. Crazy, but I certainly understand the downside of that. I don't think you can successfully transition unless you've crossed a certain number of mountains, a certain number of obstacles. Job, family, dealing with your own possible sense of something being wrong with me. Like, why do I feel this way? And starting to dress and take some hormones on the side and stuff, and then the guilt, and then the dressing, and the throwing away the clothes and saying, I'm going to make a fresh break. And then, you know, a couple weeks later, it's like the hormones have worn off and you suddenly get those feelings again that you're living the wrong kind of life. So here you go out to the thrift store, go bag a whole new wardrobe, and there you are. It is a vicious circle that many of us have been on, especially those of us that early on tried to hide from significant others and family what we're all about. In other words, live that the ideal Ward and June Cleaver, leave it to Beaver life. And then you know, when everybody's like really appalled because you were a role model of how great things can be, well, you want to talk about a hard fall from grace. There you go. That's the kind of shit that'll curl your toes, you know. So I know, but I'll tell you one thing though. I would never move or get into a situation where I didn't know the political landscape of what I'm getting into if I did. A lot of girls down south, you don't see a lot of trans girls down south because the environment is oppressive for transitioning, and a lot of girls end up leaving town and moving on. It's not a place I could do it. I have a lot of nice, great subscribers down there, but there's a few trans girls down there. I know there's probably count them on one hand. The ones that are regular and chooch along and everything, and they happen to be really good-looking gals that don't have any issues with passability and things. And always count your stars lucky if that's the way the dice roll for you. But if you do have issues with maleness and beard and all these kind of things that maybe the hormones don't work exactly great for you, well, that's an added mountain to climb. Some of us take the short route, and some of us got to go the long way around. And my God, it can be painful. But I'll tell you what, you come out the other end, you're toughened by fire. And there's the life that you wanted to lead. And that's the thought I want to leave you with today. All the mountains that you cross when you're transgender and you're discovering your way forward, you know intuitively in your mind that that's where you need to be. And there's no denying it, there's no getting around it. You can turn your back on it a while, you can go off hormones a while, but it's a journey we all know we have to make, just like the proverbial swallow's return to Capistrano. Well, we've got to go where our mind and our body can be joined as one. As painful as that is, and it's a bitch, let me tell you, I've been there. You know, I tell you, preaching to the choir when you tell me how tough it can be. But I'll tell you, to live the life you want with the support of friends and family and loved ones, and have a decent job and stuff, it just makes all the difference in the world in terms of livability. And I wouldn't have made the journey if the payoff wasn't worthwhile. To all my sisters and the supporters out there, you know, I love you guys, and I appreciate all the private messages and things I get. I take criticism as well as good things, and I take it in stride. So, you know, until you've walked in a trans girl's shoes, you really can never even know what the journey is like. Have a good afternoon, guys.